3 Western European teams in the upper bracket still, and 2 of them are about to match up against each other. OG and Gaming Gladiators. OG, of course, with the double stand-ins. Gaming Gladiators, I mean, they've got their full lineup. They're also operating on full steam, it seems. They really haven't dropped much of a beat from last patch to this patch, Avery.
Surprising.
Yeah?
Honestly, I'm more surprised than I have any right to be in some ways since they're so good, but at the same time, it felt like so many of gaming strategies were not cookie cutter, but very concrete. Like it was set in stone quite literally. You had the IO Lesh, you had the Beastmaster strats, you had Dyrachio's hero pool that he was pretty comfortable by the end. And usually when a team is that solid on what they want to play and a huge patch overhauls it, you find yourself in trouble because you have to reset a lot of those ideas and you get stuck on them. You're like, oh, come on, guys, it's still good, it's still good.
Right.
They're still playing some of the IO Lesh. This is another classic, you know, Celery Enchantress, Beastmaster, Snowball type lineup. But it doesn't seem to matter. They're just too good. They make anything work. Despite playing the same heroes, nothing can slow them down. That's a big question. Can OG kill those momentum with a very unorthodox lineup? This is like 7-3-3 versus 7-3-2 right here.
It kind of is, yeah. Gaming Gladiators, this is kind of tried and true. They know how this is going to work. Even on a new patch, I feel like they're very comfortable with. And OG, some different heroes. Some heroes that I personally have some questions about.
All right,
I'm not sure.
Let me answer your question.
Okay, fine. Go ahead. What was my question going to be?
Your question is Wind Ranger an actual carry?
Okay, that's one of them, sure.
What does carry Wind Ranger build?
I actually have the answer to that.
I'll tell you the answer.
Okay, what's the answer?
Treads, number one.
Uh-huh.
Because this hero is very efficient with treads.
Yeah.
Early Maelstrom.
Yes.
Sometimes Diffusal, but very rarely. Into Gleipnir, into Ags, into Crit. Is that correct?
Pretty much, yes. Yuragi has never built a Diffusal Blade on this hero. He played it twice just yesterday, and he did go Maelstrom, Gleipnir. One game he went Manta, the other game he just went straight Ags into Daedalus, BKB, and then, you know, some luxury items from there.
The Ags is really annoying. It is surprisingly annoying on this hero.
Yeah.
Because you cannot get rid of the reduction. So it just makes her really tanky. You have 6-second win run into 3-second downtime into win run again. And if you get the talents and later on, it just becomes even more annoying.
Just enough damage. Celery gives him the walk away for the impetus to do enough damage to secure first blood.
And that is a good payoff when you invest in the early impetus. Because if you do not get the early kill with all of the mana expended, sometimes you feel really bad on this matchup. Especially if he's playing versus the Doom, who can maybe just kill creeps if he's trying to play on the lane with the creeps, or is trying to eat the same ones that he wants to take.
Oh, Tofu. It's an uncharacteristic miss by him on his Mirana. Missing the shot on Kitrak that surely would have gotten the kill otherwise. You can see him getting super close. The axes will finish him off. Nicely played by the Gaming Gladiators duo.
Kitrak just falling behind in XP on this lane.
Yeah.
He's a level 1 in a level 2's world, and he's really far up trying to contest this big camp. Nice abuse by Tofu. This is something we haven't seen a lot this tournament because the lanes have been a lot more chaotic with the 3-on-2s, the 3-on-1s. Some of these camps have kind of been forgotten, but you can still abuse them really hard. Getting max value here. Early meta, along with that imp. MC's glad he got that heal.
Yeah, seriously. They're putting up with some crazy abuse. OG already kind of losing out on the laning phase a bit. They're 1,000 net worth down, which I had a great amount of hope for this laning phase for them. Not necessarily because of the heroes, but because they had an early move that Taiga did. Planted some very aggressive wards down, blocked out the Ancient camp. It seemed like they were fully prepared of what to do in the first 5 minutes of this game. But unfortunately, push comes to shove, and these matchups are not working out the best for them so far.
I think the roughest part of these lanes is like the level 1 and 2, on the side lanes at least. I think mid BZM is going to do absolutely fine. He's pretty much free farming here, 16-4, and this is the hero that OG wants to play through anyway. It's a last pick Timbersaw for them. He has to do work versus these side lane matchups, be that frontline bulwark as long as a massive damage dealer in that early mid game. So as long as BZM has a good game here, I think the mid game can still be okay. Like Wind Ranger Maiden it's not the craziest level 1 and 2 I've seen. Normally with Maiden, you'd want something that can maybe play more aggressive, but it's been hard for Yuragi to just run up in this lane versus Mirana. Right clicks, the axe is coming through. You're giving stick charges through both these heroes as well. Like every win run, with an extra stick. It's just a tough lane for safe lane Wind Ranger to battle through. At the same time, you know, there's a reason we don't see safe lane Wind Ranger a lot. Sometimes you just get out CS on this hero. But he's doing okay so far, and this is a pretty good outcome, I'd say, all things considered. Big question is top lane, is it going to get better over time when you have to deal with level 2 edge creeps? As Celery has had a very fast start here, and I have seen him run over games. Maybe the upside for OG is it's hard to gank a mid-timber. You kind of know where this Enchantress is going to play.
They go for it. A lot of damage on Dyrachyo, but at the same time, he had a lot of charges going on. The early taser used by Taiga to stay alive for a little bit longer, but not enough to get the kill himself. But he does help MC. That was like the last hit.
That was literally the last tick of Scorched Earth. Playing this to perfection here.
He's not careful. He might lose a lot of health to this Enchantress. But that gets him very, very close to his Vanguard. I think once you have the Vanguard, this lane becomes a lot easier.
That's a tough fight, fighting through the instant level 2 enchant. As he gets another Warpine Raider up here. These are tough creeps to battle through right now. Especially when MC is low on mana, and he did not get the best early Doom creep either. No ice armor. It can't get purged, but you're probably looking for the Harpy if you could get it versus Terrorblade. That's just insane value if you ever
look at that.
Find it.
He pulls with the Warpine Raider while his hero is being attacked by Taiga. Cute little play. And might actually be in some trouble here. He does have Fairy Fire, so I don't think Taiga can do quite enough damage. Especially with a 1-1-1 build. Now it looks like the over time, the Wind Ranger is beginning to triumph a bit more, which is probably to be expected. Ooh. Nice shackle shot. Can't believe that angle hit.
Damn. That was a nice little poke there, because he had Lotus in full on. Like, you have to get the burst, and that is where Wind Ranger excels. Early game, single target burst damage. Is there anything higher than Power Shot?
Probably not.
The answer is no.
Okay. I'll just go with no. I never know if you're like actually testing me or if it's just a rhetorical question.
It's always a test. You're always being tested. You're always being watched. Also, I like Yuragi's early build. He's going for Bracer, Wraithband, plus the Wand. A lot of early stats on Wind Ranger, but hey, Universal Hero now.
Yep.
Why not?
Definitely one of the more interesting heroes with the Universal change. I feel like a lot of them are kind of whatever. BZM going to be in some trouble here. Does not have Timber Chain to get out, so he is definitely caught.
That was so close to being great for BZM. He denied Quinn the 6 first, which is what you want to do versus these spirits, but man, that gaming collapse on mid happened so fast. They're gonna get the punish in return. MC wishes he had that Harpy creep right now.
No way. I can't believe he actually got out of that. I was just going to say, well, this is fine because you had a good trade-off. You killed the enemy carry and get your Doom closer to level 6, but Dyrachyo somehow didn't go down, man. That 14 armor he has was able to push through the incoming physical damage.
Early raindrop also helping out. And that's maybe where OG would have wanted these two supports to combine on these side lanes, right? If you get 1 or 2 kills like that, maybe it's worth sacrificing some early CS bottom, but the early trades on bottom did not help Kitrak's game, so he's pretty slow on this Crystal Maiden, no boots or anything. Those rotations hurt. They're going to try and run him down again. I mean, the pain's coming into Dyrachyo. He's not having fun on this lane, but he's tanking it up, and he is highest net worth right now. So despite being pushed out of these areas, this man just doesn't care.
And if he gets his level 6, he might be able to just get a free Sunder trade off there and be perfectly fine.
It might be going for it. Yeah, they are. Aggressive Sunder into Hoof Stomp.
Good catch.
Oh, meta.
MC taking a lot of damage from that one. But without the meta, an unlikely kill it seems, as Taiga actually will die. Thought the taser would protect him. Not the case.
They're going to bring everybody up
nice rotation from the side. Dyrachyo, no Sunder as he used it earlier on MC, so no save from Yuragi. Good rotation there from the enemy carry.
This is the type of move I think OG are very happy making in this game. Just bringing numbers to safe lane Terrorblade. It's such an easy abuse for them with all the early nuke damage they have. And then you can just go straight through the gate and defend your tower versus Beastmaster.
At the same time, though, Terrorblade doesn't need to lane any longer, right? He's level 6. He's more than capable of jungling from here on out, right?
Yes, but can you jungle on Gaming Gladiators, Cap?
Oh, Quinn, he's going to stick to it. BZM had some heals. Barely survived through that one. A close call between the two mid laners, BZM and Quinn, on a knife's edge between the Ember and Timbersaw.
They're going to keep playing that knife. Quinn's haste running out, but enough to secure the kill, invade some early jungle. BZM does not want any of that.
Another nice shackle. Froggies And a pretty good hit rate with this. I did say earlier that he played 2 games of Wind Ranger carry yesterday in his pubs. Walked away with 2 wins, too, so probably feeling real confident about this hero.
I actually feel like this hero's pretty solid right now. I think it's going to take time for people to figure out how to build him exactly and how to move around the map, but he feels really obnoxious in the games. And I've always said anything that feels annoying, probably just good.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't. I feel like the same logic applies to players. Whenever they talk about a player being annoying, it means he's good.
I mean, that depends who's being annoying, too.
Yeah, I guess you've had a few interactions with some annoying players.
Yeah, had to kick some of them. Track's going to run into Ace here.
Gonna have to use the roar, but the Chakram is still out.
Cannot run. That's a value gank for OG. Now they can head back towards mid. Now, it's because you were talking about Terrorblade jungling, but it was actually Ace who was in that defensive jungle early for gaming, not able to stand bottom. That is a very good sign for OG if you can keep Beast away from those towers. And now
they can rotate mid. They're gonna get here just in time to be able to bail out Taiga. Hits the blast off, hits the shackle shot too. Quinn, he just has no remnants out. 3 more seconds. He's got a fairy fire, but no, he used all of his resources to try and kill little old techies.
Remnants went to the shop and never came back, or what?
Yeah, I guess so.
This is unusual for Quinn to be out of the resources in the early game, especially with how much gaming like to play around him. And OG striking back. They must be feeling pretty good right now because they're just going second item Midas on MC, and Yuragi's having a fantastic game. He already has Javelin up, and he is going to be a really large threat.
If they could set up this kill on Dyrachyo, all they have to do is slow him down long enough for MC to get there with the Doom. He's going to try and go through the portal. He's not going to be able to get there in time for the Doom. BZM's going to chase after him here. Or not.
MC, or a little faster.
Dyrachyo actually immediately puts the meta to use to hit this tower. So, trade-off of safe lane towers likely.
That's a nice move by him. He's going to force BZM to expend teleport scroll, but this tower is almost gone. I don't think you really have the chase down here.
Yeah, it was a little bit. I really thought BZM would commit through the portal. I guess he didn't know what was on the other side, but I feel like if you're the Timbersaw, it's pretty worth your time just to chase the Terrorblade around the map, right?
I mean, all 3 of these cores can threaten him. That's the nice thing. And Dyrachyo's instantly back top off his teleport.
Oh, that is a cool move.
God damn. Man's all over the place.
Timbersaw TPs to catch up to Dyrachyo, and Dyrachyo says, okay, I'll TP as well. The other side of the map he goes, gets a good pick off on MC. Ace is trying to clear through that ancient stack you were talking about. He has been pushed off of lane.
Oh, this is a huge stack.
They're gonna come take it.
Biggest objective on the map right now, for sure. They're gonna bring everybody from OG. But can they stand in the area? This looks tough.
Shadow. They're gonna keep their distance. I wonder if they're gonna go back in when the Moonlight Shadow is done.
I mean, you know there's no meta Terrorblade to join this type of fight, so you know you have the 5-on-4 if you want it.
Yeah, Timbersaw, he's gotta be feeling pretty strong at this point. But maybe not enough.
Force it.
Slight chains into an arrow. Trying to cover him. Primal Roar going down as well. A lot of OG heroes showing themselves. Gaming Gladiators are just going to reset.
I mean, this is time to finish the Ancients. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah, certainly.
On this chase down. I don't know if Tofu cares if he dies here.
Yeah, just take as much time as possible away from OG.
That's time well spent for Ace. Says thank you for your sacrifice. It shall be noted.
Finally going to be able to get to that Helmadom creep.
He's still decent far behind, though.
Yeah.
Like, his lane phase was not great.
And win.
Yeah, normally these 2 gaming cores would want to be ahead off of all the stacks they create. That's their MO. So the fact OG are still in this position after that, a decent sign. And I'm still impressed by how good of a game Yuraki has had. 3-0-3 already. The thing about Wind Ranger in this game is she scales really well versus Terrorblade. This is not a fun matchup in the late game.
Yeah.
It's really sad for him because Terrorblade does not want to buy MKB in a game like this. It's a very low value item on the hero in general. You want bigger things. You want the butterfly timing or Scotty or Swift Blink or Daedalus or Satanic, right?
Yeah.
MKB it just feels like a bad slot a lot of times. Then even with Ags, you're still reducing the physical by 50% anyway. So you still have to cut through that. And on top of it, Wind Ranger just slays you. Just straight up slays your hero.
Yeah, even if you get off a Sunder, she could just kill you through it.
Yeah.
Kill you a second time.
It almost reminds you of the Ursa Terrorblade matchup, where sometimes you Sunder him and he does not care. If you're getting enough procs, you have one of the longest duration stuns in the game now after a lot of the nerfs. Just a very nice matchup, so I don't think OG feel pressure going late versus Terrorblade at all. Maybe the X factor is Ember. I think Ember can be obnoxious in these late game scenarios, killing your supports, but you have Doom. If you land some good Dooms on the Ember, you can deal with the Terrorblade. I feel like OG, this is their wheelhouse. This is where they feel comfortable. And they're going to have a fast Crimson Guard that's going to allow them to fight the Beastmaster pushes for this tier 1 mid that Gaming really, really want right now. This is an Enchantress Beast lineup that does not have the tier 1 mid down at 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's a must-have, and you can see Taiga's already setting up for it. Drop the minefield sign, okay. Good arrow onto Kitchrak, stun coming through. Taiga, they managed to dodge that one, see if they can get out though. With MC and BCM leading the charge. Should be able to get at least one person out of this, surely. The Moonlight Shadow hiding Celery, tucks away in a corner, starts backing out. The rest of the game, the Gladiators are here as reinforcements. Another slight chains into an arrow.
He's tanky.
He is. He's hard to bring down, but hasn't activated that Crimson Guard yet. The stun goes away now, but it's a bit too late. Damage has already been done, and Gaming Gladiators now can make that move for the all-important mid objective.
Gaming just crashing with the numbers, and OG getting kited out by that Moonlight Shadow. Destroyed him in that engagement, along with all the vision Beastmaster's giving. Dyrachyo has played a very fast game on this Terrorblade, and it has paid off for Gaming. Bringing the other two cores back, and they're looking for another arrow.
Another arrow. They have the Pavas to help protect the Timbersaw. They do manage to blow up Celery, but BCM jumping forward was a bold move. The Taser runs out. One last hit from the Terrorblade is not enough. Boy, that was a super close call there. Wind Ranger charging forward with the Wind Run. It's going to expire eventually. Nice Shackle. Still, though,
damage.
Just having a hard time committing all the way in.
Oh, these pokes are so dangerous when Quinn is just sliding you the whole time. That's the problem. OG supports, they have an issue sticking in the fight. Even with the early Pavis from Taiga, I like it. It's helping them stay in the engagement. Just didn't have the Crimson for it. Do you want to Doom Quinn here? The answer seems to be no.
Yeah, without having the stun to follow it up, seems like a bad idea. So instead, I'll take the mid tower, which, you know, with BCM's success on the mid lane, they had already loosened that up a little bit. So being able to bring that one down, the Wind Ranger going to run into Celery here.
No ult.
Groggy, no ultimate, so no kill.
Something you have to keep in mind is this Ench Purge as well. Like, you can go in with these Pavis, the Crimson, whatever, but the guy just gets purged and allows Gaming to single target focus somebody down with a Chain's Arrow or Roar. A lot of this tankability goes away. Yeah,
that is crazy. The Aghanim Scepter doesn't make it non-dispellable. So you might invest in this Aghanim Scepter, and if you just get enchanted, it goes away.
That is a big problem for Yuragi. He has to keep this in mind. You can get it at the 25 if you want to play for that timing.
That's true, yeah.
Yo, guys. All I need is level 25. Then you can't touch me.
Well, that's just kind of what I feel like Timbersaw plays for right now. I'm not a big believer in this hero since they took the Chakram away from the Aghanim Scepter. I don't know how you feel about it, but
it definitely hurt him. It hurt him a lot. It hurt this like damage ramp that a lot of heroes couldn't deal with. And you just close the game out with it. You're gonna have to wait a long time to get that same effect. The upside is the frontline Timber in this game is very useful for OG because they have a lot of long-range poke magic. So when BZOM goes in, he doesn't necessarily need to be the guy just solo killing cores. You can just create space, be tanky. I don't know if we'll see the Ags, since that is also dispellable, but even if you can just create space and survive a long time, it will set up a lot of the shackles, the frostbites, the mines coming in. I can see that aspect being very useful this game.
Okay. They finally get an opportunity to put that Doom to use. Quinn's going to go for the deny, and he got him. Ooh. Just after MC went for the killing blow, Infernal Blade, but it wasn't quite enough.
I feel like that was one of those Dooms he's like frustrated he hasn't been able to do anything.
Yeah, and he's now being slight chained, so he's going to be even more frustrated if he dies to Dyrachyo here. Again, the Crimson Guard on cooldown for a bit. Take a lot of damage. The Pav is going to help him out, though. He's good. Gaming Gladiators forcing some rotations and not even backing out. Put some damage on this tier 2 first.
This is another aggressive meta. How much value has Dyrachyo gotten out of this spell in the early game? He's doing every single objective push. I mean, was Beastmaster the carry and Dyrachyo the tower pusher, or what?
Kind of
feels like the roles are reversed here.
No building damage from this Beastmaster whatsoever. He's still working on Helm of the Overlord, which...
It's nice this game. I mean, until Doom is 15.
Yeah, until Doom's 15. I'm still not sure if this is worth it whenever you're matched up against a Doom, personally.
The thing is, MC's only level 10. Just got 11. You have a decent window to use this item. And the thing is, let's say you get a Golem, which is maybe what you want here to buff up the HP. He does find one instantly. I mean, you don't have to run this creep in, right? Because you're playing Terrorblade, Ember, Dota. You just play to buff those two cores. You can almost play backline Beast here. Support the ores, let the Terrorblade Ember go in. Is MC just going to be able to run up and eat your creep? Not guaranteed. I don't think this thing is that one-to-one. It's just 100% done deal. I actually think in some ways, this creep can be annoying for OG on the backline, providing the buff and being there for a good roar.
Okay, that's fair enough.
You're also just not always going to have Devour, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's still a very nice item here. You definitely wanted Vlad somewhere in this build-up for Ace. Too valuable with Dyrachyo on the Terrorblade. And Gaming have built this lead to 7K as Yuragi's going to try and close the gap with a little Enchantress. Almost to that Gleipnir.
Yeah, that's a big timing.
Actually, it's just flying out. It's done.
You're going to have tons and tons of catch and kill power coming from this Wind Ranger, and very, very few responses to the hero. I mean, really what you have is Roar into Arrow.
You have Enchant.
That's true. There's still the Dispel. Still got to worry about that. So the Aghanim Scepter on Timbersaw gets dispelled?
Yes.
Really?
That is what I've been told. That is what I've been told.
I just assumed it wasn't because, like, the spell that it's built into, Reactive Armor, is not.
I was talking to Fog, and he was saying, like, you can just use it, you can just dispel it.
I mean, I totally believe Fog, because
yeah,
he always knows the interactions with these things.
So that's why I just don't have faith in it right now. The thing is, even if it's not, you can just kite it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it makes the hero near impossible to kill, but it's, again, without the second Chakram, I feel like the threat is not really there.
Scotty done for Dyrachyo, but the fight's coming.
Leading the charge, has the shield rune on him.
He has double damage as well.
Hit the arrow onto Yuragi, does manage to hit the stun onto Celery, drops a mine, immediately killed. Ace dropping the Primal Roar to stop the freezing field as best he can. It's a support battle with both cores on the side. Not sure if they want to commit. BZM getting a little bit low, has to chain away. Now Dyrachyo, he's going to make the commitment. He's got the Scotty. BZM managed to hook over that little cliff there, which is nice play by him. While Quinn's still going to be able to run down MC, slow him down long enough for Dyrachyo to get his claws sunk into that Doom. Pretty nice fight. What was it, 2 for 2? Was that all it was?
I think Gaming are.
Oh, did they actually deny Tofu? All right.
Yeah, MC's getting nothing.
So kind of 2 for 1.
The thing is, OG had the runes for that. I mean, yeah, Gaming have Aegis, but it doesn't feel like they have enough damage to get these big core kills. They're just too tanky right now. With the Beast Aura, with the Golem in that fight.
Yeah, what did Yuragi focus fire in that fight? What was he on?
I mean, they just took forever to kill his Enchantress. I don't even know if he really got a good ult off in this fight. There's no one to use it on here.
Yeah, he's keeping his distance constantly.
The Boars and Golem just slay Kit Track. He comes back in here, still has ult.
Okay, so they doomed and focus fired Mirana, and he still got denied. Oh, man.
That's brutal, because that was also double damage. Wind Ranger ult. You're not going to have many of those.
And great timing by Quinn. Get those hit-ins between a double damage focus fire Wind Ranger hit.
And Quinn is causing him a lot of problems right now.
Yeah.
He's too tanky to focus. He has Aegis now, Shield Rune on top of that. But they're just destroying your backline in all these fights, and the lead is building every time this happens because Dyrachyo is going to outfarm Yuragi on the map. It's just a hero thing. There's nothing you can do about it. So you're always going to have to pay through these small deficits that are being created between the two carries. Of course, I still think Wind Ranger has a very good matchup here, so it's not the end-all be-all. But Gaming just play for these timing pushes. If you fall a little too far behind, they're going to capitalize on it, already trying to take your tier 2 mid.
Trying to stop Quinn. Hit him with the Gleipnir. They need the fall. Shackle. They need the shackle, and they got him.
That's one life.
That is one. Can they get it a second time? Are they any disables? Arrow immediately catches the CM, so no Frostbite immediately. Quinn still being targeted. Shackle goes out, but a BKB is the response. Quinn, he's going to be good for now. Lotus Roar bouncing back the Primal Roar, but the stun is good enough. BZM falls anyway. Another slight chains, another kill. That's going to be the Crystal Maiden dying.
And these arrows, there's just nothing to block them for Tofu. Every chains is an arrow, and these arrows are debilitating. They're destroying Kitrak in the fight, who's one of their only good stuns.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So Yuragi this time around, he's going to do that Manta build. Where do you see the value in that? And just getting rid of slight chains and arrow?
It's chains.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty much it here. I don't think you're too worried about Wind Ranger Reflection, you know?
Sure.
That's not a big threat. Can he afford it?
Oh, they got him! Okay. This
find.
is definitely dead to Rachio. Nobody's going to be here to be able to help him. Gaming Gladiators can still fight, though, without their Terrorblade. Quinn is plenty strong.
Oh,
what a beautiful shackle. Yuragi, they already used the focus fire, so it's not going to be the fastest damage, but Quinn slowed down, couldn't get the Remnant very far away. MC does die, but now BZM's here. Couldn't get the Chakram onto Quinn, but will turn around. Easily clean up Tofu, who had a dominating kill streak.
And look at the Lizard.
BZM can go for a little bit more. He can keep chasing.
I mean, that is a Dorachio death if I've ever seen one. Like, where did that come from?
Yeah. He always has the one, right?
Yeah, that's probably the one. It's just a question of how much momentum is it going to swing? How much are you going to get off it?
And they do manage to get another hero with BZM chasing like that. Yuragi eventually catches up and hits the shackle required.
What a find from OG, though. Like, to be there at that one spot where Dorachio overextends. That's honestly, I don't think that's the worst Dorachio death I've seen. Like, sometimes he has the really bad death. That was not crazy out of position. That was just nice spot to be in from OG.
His team was close-ish, right?
And they weren't close enough, but yeah, I wouldn't consider that horribly out of position or anything.
Yeah, OG just jumped him really quickly, right? They had 3 heroes on top of him all in an instance. He was doomed, he was focus fired. And damage does come quick and fast when the Wind Ranger finds her mark.
Those are the big kills that are going to stall the game up, too. Dorachio's been the objective engine for gaming. Every time he's off the map, you gain time for your cores to catch back up and push into this late game where you're probably going to feel better about that matchup.
Trade out the techies, but if they get the Beastmaster for it, could be good. But the Moonlight Shadow caused them issues. Yuragi slowed down. Uh-oh. Quinn's going to chase after him. Throws out a Remnant. No, he doesn't actually. Keeps on BZM instead, an easier target. 1 more second for a Timber Chain, but shackled up and dies just like that.
Vessel Arrow still proving problematic as Tofu was at a quiet but very impactful game.
I mean, just one fight won by OG. Gaming Gladiators bounce back like it was nothing.
Yeah, every meta, they have just run at them and abused it to the maximum. Sure, you get this nice kill, but I mean, it's just time for him to respawn in 50 and think about what he wants to do and gaming make the most of it. Because now, tier 3 gone off that single fight. And this is another issue OG are going to have to battle through this game. Like, every team fight OG wins, that's time to farm. Every team fight gaming win, they're taking objectives.
Yeah.
That is always the benefit of Beastmaster. And I guess Terrorblade in this game with how much Dorachio's pushed the tempo. Like, they're getting a lot more off these little wins.
In which case, then, that begs the question, you talking about, okay, when the Terrorblade died, there goes your objective engine. When OG win fights, it's more farm time. Can they actually win late game against Gaming Gladiators?
Yes,
like,
they can.
Okay.
The late game is not the thing I'm worried about. It's going to be getting into that late game and fighting the Roshans. Like, you have to be able to contest those late game objectives and keep up in that type of network.
Right.
Because I do think Quinn is he's gonna become a big threat. Like, he's the better late game than the Terrorblade in my opinion.
Good shackle. The Crimson Guard doing a lot to block damage here. Nice 2-man stun, though, from Taiga. And BZM clutches through the 2 heroes to be able to get that kill. Taiga drops a little bit low, but it's a focus on BZM right now. Take out that Timber Saw, and he dies. Dorachio, but he's BKB'd even without meta. It is a fight that... Does that Crimson Guard block that much damage?
It's a lot.
He blinked after he got hit by Slight, right? I didn't see that wrong.
That might be the case.
Dude, that's crazy.
I mean, Crimson Guard is insane this patch, and there's a reason both teams have one. It's causing both teams some issues, but that's a non-meta fight. They just clean house. Absolutely clean house here.
I mean, again, I had to question, maybe they just thought it was going to be one pick-off, one and done, get out. But
Crimson causes Yuragi a lot of problems here, too. We should mention this item.
Yeah.
Destroys Wind Ranger ult and a lot of the base damage.
Which is why part of the reason that the Gleipnir is so important, but you've got some heroes that have some additional magic resistance on them. Yeah, what the hell?
crazy.
13,000 net worth lead now for Gaming Gladiators after yet another successful team fight. It feels like they're winning like 4 fights for every one that OG does. And as you pointed out, they are getting a lot of objectives over it. They get a lot more map control with all of these fights. And Roshan is coming up in 30 seconds. So OG want to stop this from spiraling out of control. This next fight is a must win.
I feel like at a certain point, OG also just, they can't commit that much for Enchantress.
Yeah.
Like, I understand why they're doing it. Is the first target you see. If you can break her, you got a 5-on-4. You remove some of the auras and damage from the fight. But at a certain point, you're going to need this win range ulti on a core, right?
Right.
It just has to happen, I feel, for you to win the long engagement. And especially for these objectives. So that means you're either going to have to land some good Shackle, Stun, Doom on the Terrorblade or the Ember, in my opinion, and just burst them down with that win range ulti. That is what OG are looking for in these next engagements. And Vision is another thing you're going to have to combat here. Like, Gaming love these Beast and Enchantress lineups because they send the creeps in, they send the Hawks in, they see everything. It means it's really hard to initiate on them and try and find these single target bursts.
Yeah.
Which is why if BZM is tanky enough to go in, that's one way you can combat that. Which is why he's going the Ags. I worry if this is actually disposable, as we were discussing, or if it's just not enough to survive anyway. MKB finished for Dyrachyo. Does end up going for it. He's got it pretty damn early here since he's so far. That is going to make Yuragi's life hell in these engagements.
Yeah. And I mean, he's working towards a Lincoln, so you already have a damage problem. If you're OG, with your carry going Lincolns, it's beginning to stack up quite a bit.
Yeah, I really worry for Yuragi's damage in these fights. With Manta Lincolns, I don't know, into this Beast Crimson with Golem Aura?
Yeah, I mean,
with
you could
pipe on Celery?
Even if you go in, let's say you get Slight Chains, you Manta'd, Arrow hits an illusion, then you get Primal Reward, it's blocked by the Lincolns. I'm still not convinced you're winning that fight.
Yeah, even as a Halberd, plus Elven Tunic on Ace. This Beastmaster has a ridiculous amount of evasion on top of everything else.
It actually does, Jesus.
Then you're going to have this Mirana ulti come through, which is giving you a plus another 20% evasion on everybody. There is a lot of hidden EHP in this Gaming ball lineup, and they are ready to hit your base with that Wrecking Ball. There's a Wolf Aura here too. My God.
All right.
The AoE effectiveness right now, off the charts. And are you ready for that 5-on-5? Ag's done for BZM.
Okay, well, let's see how he's able to put this to use.
I think you have to find Quinn somehow. You just have to. He has cheese Lincolns, but I don't think you can kill this Terrorblade twice in a good engagement.
I mean, it just seems like they're trying to lure them in, but Gaming Gladiators is not taking the bait. Dyrachyo,
They don't have to.
stalwart as ever, just keeps on hitting the tier 3. Meta is going to be coming down soon, so they might not be able to get any barracks out of this. We'll see.
Dyrachyo wants a Sunder.
Go for it. BKB immediately turn around
Deliver.
Thunder. Okay, that is a hero with a buyback. So OG maybe planned for this one, but it looks like the commitment of the meta lasts just long enough to be able to get... Oh, the melee creep. Somebody finished that one off.
Oh, they almost got the Doom.
The Doom going off. Oh, no. They're going to have to back out now. They managed to catch the Beastmaster, and Gaming Gladiators will leave him behind, it looks like. Slide of the Slight Chains, Dyrachyo thinking about going back in. He's going for Yuragi. He's got melee range of the Yuragi. Yuragi needing some help, gets off the Manta, turns around. Dyrachyo going to be bursted down of his first slide.
There's so many gems on the ground. MC doesn't know what to pick up.
Quinn jumping away just before the stun comes out, targeting the back line. Crit is low. He's going to bounce on top of him, brings him down. But what about Yuragi? Keeping his distance. Dyrachyo, a Thunder that does nothing. BZM staying on the front lines is now finally tanky enough to draw Gaming Gladiators' attention and let Yuragi go to work. MC having some issues here with the 2 supports on him.
Tanky.
Crimson Guard stays alive. Quinn tried did it with a slight. He missed.
Yuragi out of mana, what he would pay for a Shackle right now to try and clean up the Ember.
It's still not enough. The Pavis breaks it. Taga, he'll die to the Starstorm finally, but Quinn goes down to Yuragi.
Flowers for the Ember Spirit as Yuragi finally finds his nemesis in these engagements. What a damn team fight from OG. That was double support buy. That's like 7 for 3 here?
I mean, I cannot
What a ridiculous
believe
amount of damage from BZM and Yuragi.
Intense.
20,000 between the two of them.
Dire's middle tower
What? How is that possible?
I mean, that was 3 different lives on Terrorblade, so just that by itself.
I mean, that Axe
That's like a 10,000 HP.
Definitely paid off for BZM here. He got some big damage pops off it. My God, what an engagement. So many good shackles, good ultimates from BZM on top of it. If MC gets that Ember Doom there, we're looking at an entirely different engagement. He has to settle for the Beastmaster. Nonetheless, just able to fight through this, and finally you're getting some good core kills with this Wind Ranger ult. What a goddamn shackle, man.
Ooh, great stun, BZM.
That is just a game-winning shackle right there. There's no way around it.
I just can't believe Gaming Gladiators took this fight in the first place. They stayed until meta actually died. I thought they were going to take the tier 3
because it's their ball timing, right? I'm telling you, they don't win late game in this game, so they know this is their timing to strike with the Terrorblade. And you're losing gems off that too. Double gem fell on the ground during that entire thing. That just swung the entire game. You have a Daedalus for Yuragi now. Oh man, the damage is starting to come through.
Yeah, it's cooking up now.
If you get to these level 25 talents on OG, you're going to have trouble on gaming side. These are really strong level 25 talents, and they're not too far away now. We should mention Yuragi, 7-0 and 12. He has not been killed once this game, as BZM going to tank the jump. That's who they want tanking it.
They get a Force Staff, and up on the high ground, activates his reactive armor. So he's going to be good. Look at him diving in. He doesn't take any damage from these guys. They got to focus somebody else. Playing around their controlled area, though. They're going to start backing out. Quinn's going to chase after them.
This is an
no
awkward
slight,
area.
no chains, no arrow.
That's just a weird place to fight for OG. It's very hard for MC to get in there versus the cliff. All these weird summons and illusions going in. Will be a meta pop here for Dyrachyo. No Roshan to go and claim off that. I think OG are honestly okay with that.
Yeah, certainly.
We should also note Shiva's guard for MC. Very clutch timing pickup for him as well. So much extra tankiness in that engagement. It's a really nice Shiva's game. You pretty much only have to worry about the physical scale here from gaming going into that late game.
Yeah.
So the more armor you get, the more halberds, survivability, even some extra force staves. I mean, there's double Pavis here for both the OG supports as well as double force staff. So absolutely correct itemization here in my opinion. It's going to help save their cores off these single target stun chains that gaming are looking for. You're looking for roar into arrow, chains into arrow. When those don't connect, it gives you opportunity to reset the fight. That's all they want to do. Prolong the engagements, make sure Yuragi and BZM have time to output the damage. That's what worked well for them bottom.
Spotted him with the I think the Shiva's connected, but it didn't give him the vision.
Just on the cusp. And
That's weird.
This is map fighting for Roshan right now. This is what both teams want.
Yeah.
So losing those gems, it's also going to hurt gaming a lot because you get to clear out vision if you're OG, and you also get to see these Hawks that have been a nuisance.
Yuragi is going to build towards a Scotty next. I was very curious if he was going to think about Ags since the 25 talent is coming up. Or is the other 25 talent better? And he just ignores Ags entirely.
That's a very tough call. Very tough. Sometimes you run out of mana on this hero, honestly. It's a big problem. Scotty definitely will help with that. Not the highest damage item, but will make him extremely tanky. Of course, the slow is going to be obnoxious too.
All right, so the first shard went over to the Techies. Second one goes to the Crystal Maiden on the side of OG.
Techie shard definitely decent here. He also has that Ags, so you have Minefield Sign. The time to pick up the Wind Ranger shard.
Have Gaming Gladiators not done a single Tormentor? Yeah, that's right. Because Quinn bought his. He's the only one with shard on his team.
I mean, they've just been on OG side of the map. Never felt like it was time.
Well, it also means they didn't use that like map control that they had to try and take the opposing Tormentor, right?
OG have done well holding on through this mid game. I mean, you're down to racks, but like, who cares?
Yeah, this late into the game, totally fine.
All about who can get to the next set of items right now, and also where you find that jump. Can you break the Ember Lincolns and find the Doom? Can you start on Dyrachyo? Honestly, just getting a Doom on him, totally good as well. It's just about keeping your Timber and your Wind Ranger alive, and if you're gaming, you got to start using this Hawk Vision. You got to start finding some arrow connections. Probably try and kill supports first.
Taiga picked up his Aghanim Scepter, so look out for that Minefield Sign.
That's what I'm saying. We need the Gale Force to go with it.
That is...
You got to drag him through.
Good point. I switched up his build again. Yuragi's really not sure what he wants. Well, maybe he knows exactly what he wants. A kill on Celery with the pick off of the Gleipnir makes it pretty easy for him, but
OG are going to advance this. They have another Focus Fire in 20. This is level 3, so only 30-second cooldown. This is where you can just take that Ench out and not feel so punished about it.
Yep.
Just got to play it slow. You cannot over-rush into the auras that are still very strong here for gaming. I don't know, man. It feels like if you let Timber Windranger get to level 25 here, like, it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a big problem. Undispellable Win-Win plus second Chakram.
Yeah,
Just
both
such
those
big
heroes
power.
are going to be super hard to kill and outputting a lot of damage. Our Doom is now having an overwhelming blink, so big increase in effective HP because he had all those armor items before. He had the Crimson Guard with the damage block, he had the Shiva's Guard with the straight up armor. Now he's got a bunch of HP behind both of those things, so...
And the strength makes the Crimson better.
True.
They're
That's
just
also
scaling
true.
it even more versus physical-oriented lineup from gaming. These slights, they don't hurt as much as they used to. They really don't. In a double Pavis plus that upgraded Crimson, like, I think Quinn can still scale. He's going to be the late-game threat, but he has to get to that Ags. He has to get to that Refresher territory where Ember just starts to play off the Remnants as well as the Talons.
Will this be second or third Roshan?
This is...
Because if we're talking about third Roshan, then you might be talking about a free Aghanim Scepter out of the Roshan pit, which would be pretty massive.
It is the third.
It is the third, and
Ag.
he is in the daytime pit right now, so that's Roshan with an Ags.
Yeah, they need this Ags on Ember right now. This is the fight gaming need to defend.
They're getting a lot of good vision right now, but do they want to go for BZM? They're going to poke at him,
He's still tanky.
but not really committing. Not too much anyway. Celery, he is going to be the target. Primal
They
Roar
found
goes
MC.
off on MC. A really good target if they can kill him, but the damage heroes are just not close enough by. Quinn's
Focus
currently
fire on
dealing with the Crystal
Dyrachyo.
Maiden. Meanwhile, BZM's diving after Dyrachyo. Yuragi was putting some pressure on him, but had to back away. Back over to MC.
Doom to
He
Ench.
finally burns out. Had a Doom out onto the Ench. That's the only thing he could Doom in this fight. Gaming Gladiators playing it slow and playing it very well.
They're just kiting out the damage here. You have another Focus Fire in 8, but it
Activates
feels like
the Bloodstone, but he
it's
doesn't
too
have the
late.
Aghanim Scepter up, so no defense against the Terrorblade's damage. Now they can take this Roshan.
no jump to be found there for MC. He just gets caught in no man's land with that roar, and suddenly that's an awful fight for OG. End up having a Doom and Ench. You do find some good Focus Fire damage on Dyrachyo on the back, but not enough to finish him off and commit to the engagement, and that is the Ember Ags that is going to let Quinn scale in this game. Huge team fight win for them on top of Timeless Relic.
Yeah.
Oh man, this Ember, he hurts now.
A big boost in like magic damage when you have this, all the defense has been focused on the physical aspect for OG.
That's why it's so important. That's why this Ember is the secret scale. Because Dyrachyo, he's not carrying that fight. He honestly basically did nothing.
Yeah.
It's just Beast kiting out the Doom and Quinn going to work.
OG in some serious trouble now. The push is coming, but this bottom lane's already cleared up, so it's the Terrorblade pushing down mid. That's the real threat. Yuragi has still not picked up his next item yet. He thought about Scotty, thought about Lincoln's. Now he's settled on Aghanim Scepter. He's just not sure, but 25 is closing in pretty soon, so maybe the Ags is the final call.
I feel like Ags is the best item here. It's going to let him scout more aggressively too, which has been a problem trying to find these MC Dooms.
Yeah, I mean, part of that last fight was Gaming Gladiators, both with a Moonlight Shadow and Celery just kind of casually frontlining. They really drew OG into an awkward fight.
That is the big question. Like, if you see Celery in front, do you go on him? Do you try and find another angle? He knows his role. He's standing there. He's putting the question to you. And it's not an easy one, because this Enchantress lives off that initiation. It just looks rough. You have a cheese on Tofu as well. These backline supports for gaming, not so backline anymore. No easy targets. Probably need some big shackles like we saw earlier. Like, that's what really made that bottom lane fight good for OG. Yuragi hitting a 2 support shackle.
Yeah, and then the follow-up stun from Techies.
I don't know how many times you can get that, but he's still having a perfect game here, 8-0 and 12. Cannot fault the Wind Ranger play here at all. Slacks in absolute shambles.
I don't know. I feel like the way this game's going right now, might be happy with the outcome.
We'll see when all things are said and done.
Radiant's top tower
I mean, Gaming have still not gone back for their Tormentor, right?
Yeah, no.
Is this the level?
Don't give a damn about it. I mean, Mirana maybe does or does not want it. The Enchantress, it's kind of whatever. You're the team with Beastmaster on your squad, so
Yeah, I guess the
Friends
shards
probably
are
doesn't do anything.
kind of irrelevant here.
Yeah. And the time commitment for the team goal that you get isn't really that much. If you know, take away the shard aspect.
Oh, wait, Dodger's stint.
Yeah, cuts in from the side. Looks like they're going to be able to get the Crystal Maiden. Not the biggest kill, but it does secure themselves a numbers advantage while they go for the tier 2 and maybe a high ground push.
They're going to buff him up with the Frenzy. Just let him go to work from the range.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Can't even poke him from this far back.
Yeah, Frenzy is crazy. 75 bonus attack speed. It's from the Ancient Thunderhide.
And man, what would you do for a level 25 Timbersaw here? Might be willing to pay a game or two.
He's going to go in with the Bloodstone. Immediately, there's the Sunder. Gets him a little bit low. Taiga helps him out with the Taser. Very important aspect.
Oh, MC did not get the jump Doom.
Completely whipped on that one, and now he's going to be caught. Frostbite trying to get him Force Staff to get him away from Dyrachyo. The Metamorphosis does go down. Now, the last time a fight was bad because the meta was down, BZM's in. He wants his team to follow him up, but his reactive armor is only going to last so long. There's the Gleipnir. Oh,
that is out.
Pretty good one, too, but still don't feel comfortable with diving in, and Quinn actually managed to force them back.
They wore out meta, but they still cannot engage, and there's a refresher for Dyrachyo. He's just going to go round 2 here. Minefield sign.
They got 1 minute left on the Aegis, too, so this is the perfect time to pop it and go for it if you really believe.
Oh, Diffusal pickup for Yuragi. He's just all in. They want to win this fight right here, right now. But you need a big Shackle to find it. You need a big Doom, and you can't get it.
Dyrachyo trying to help MC, but he's dead again. Immediate buyback from him. Okay, the second life, BCM, he's a tough cookie to crack. They've got to back away from this. The MC initiation is coming. Kitrex trying to slow him down with the freezing field. The sun goes out. Taiga nailing Dyrachyo, trying to take away this first life. That's the meta life, and it's gone.
They still have Doom.
MC has an opportunity to doom the Terrorblade on the way back up. Lincoln's immediately placed up. Got it careful of that one. The Doom still held on. Pushed away. Actually taking so much damage. He has to throw it out. He gets it off last second. Gets it out on the Terrorblade, but Yuragi is chased away. Do they have the damage to take this Terrorblade down? It's not looking like they have it. Oh, Chakram, jump up to the high ground. The Doom's going to tick out soon. And afterwards, he's going to have a Sunder. He can use it on Celery. Back up to full health he goes.
A support indeed. Just not enough mana in the tank for Yuragi to commit to that engagement.
God, what a change. He could have had level 25 on the Timber side. He definitely could have killed him, but now it's going to be Yuragi in trouble. Manta, Force Staff trying to get away, but Quinn holds him down, finishes him off. BZM will be able to Timber Chain back to safety. Immediate buy from Yuragi. BZM charging forward with his Bloodstone, trying to get the heals up, but he's got to be careful. The pure damage, it's raining in, and it's too much. Another buy, another attempt at a hold from OG.
There's a Shackle. 2 cores.
A beautiful one at that. Lincoln's being blocked away. Disarm, put onto Yuragi, and he has to jump away from Quinn. He's not able to commit, and that is the result. BZM, he gets thundered. They cannot bring down the carry of Dyrachyo. Too many Sunders, too many lives, and OG, nothing left in the tank for them now. It's Yuragi and maybe Taiga against the world.
Those 25s just never got there, man. So close for the Wind Ranger and the Timber. And yet so damn far. The ball, too powerful for Gaming. Able to sustain that team fight, my God.
I mean, just so many times it was like if you had a second Chakram, or if the Wind Ranger could have committed more with an Aghanim Scepter,
so
you know, they would have actually been able to hold